Hello, my loves. How are you? I hope you're well. I am well myself, although I know I've been missing in action. That's because I've been busy, but I have some good things planned for you down the line, and I do hope that more of you are loving home cooked meals and just doing your experiments with that, because practice makes perfect. Today I have a meal that is very unusual. Growing up, we really hated pumpkin, and today I want to cook that, exactly that. And this is a pumpkin mash. I never used to do pumpkin mashes. I would do soups and such things, but lately, and it was by accident, the other day I was boiling some pumpkin and it got too mushy, and I decided, why not just add some ingredients, make it delicious, and somehow it became a staple. And I thought the best people to share that with you would be you guys, because we experiment around here with new ingredients, new flavors, and this is perfect for most families as it is nutritious and delicious. So watch this video as we cook together. Hi again, loves. As you can see, the recipe there on my book is a lemon chicken, a lemon rosemary chicken. On the menu tonight was this chicken that I had marinated with mixed spices and some oil. And I decided before I put it in the air fryer, it would be nice to add rosemary. It's not a usual herb that I use, but I've used it before and I usually love the flavors, especially in potatoes. But I thought, why not do that today? So I'll be doing an air fried chicken thighs, bone in. And as I add the chicken thighs to my air fryer tray and get that started, I will be also preparing the pumpkin, and I'm using a butternut squash. So as you know, there's so many types of squashes that you can do marvelous things with, and I've decided to explore that. So we'll have a whole playlist of things you can do with squashes, but right now I have a butternut, which is very easy to find in the supermarket, and this is usually the way I do. I peel my butternut squash, especially when it is long necked like this. So I'm going to do that and then cut it into pieces and boil it. Once I boil it, I will mash it with cream, salt and pepper, and there's actually a trick to that. I'll show you while I'm doing that. On the side here is my mushrooms. As you can see, I'm using some button mushrooms, but these are a bit old, so I'll show you exactly what we do with that when your vegetables are a little older in the fridge. So watch this as I prepare my butternut, and if you have tricks on how to easily cut pumpkins and butternuts as they have such a hard exterior, do share them in the comments. Now that I've chopped up my butternut, I will clean it and start a boil in that pan. And now we move on to the mushrooms. I have white button mushrooms, and these are really good for making a sauce or just mushrooms in different oils and fats. Today I'm not making a sauce. I'll be making my mushrooms with olive oil and butter with some herbs and light spices like the ones I mix in the kitchen. Just salt, pepper, paprika, base seasoning, yeah, such things. And I just wanted to show you how sometimes when the mushroom is old, it will the stalk will look a bit woody. Usually I would include the stalk if it's not too bad, but when it's woody and old, turning a little gray, I remove it just so that we don't taste it in the food. Rarely would you, but I do, just to feel better about the way my mushrooms or my food is looking. So this has been boiling for a while. It's still going to continue boiling. I just want to use this stove for cooking my mushrooms. And remember, the chicken is cooking in the air fryer. That will take about an hour. So heat some oil to make the mushrooms and add your red onion. So I love red onion. I would honestly say I don't have much experience cooking with white onions, except when I used to caramelize it to serve with boiled eggs. In food, I don't feel like it's strong enough, but I would use it if I did have a choice. Or mainly if I'm buying white onions, it's to make a French onion soup, which we will one day make together. But today, I'll use the red onion, and I did add a bit of my garlic, the one I always have frozen. If there's one thing you'll always find in my fridge, it's crushed and frozen garlic, because I add garlic in almost all my foods. Now, to make mushrooms, you don't even need spices, but I love the paprika for color. And I don't just use it alone. I will always use it with pepper and spices I would mix in, in small batches, like cumin, if I really want that influence of flavor in my spices. I love and respect spices. I just don't use a lot of it because I didn't grow up using spices. And I feel like unless they're natural, just like this, then I don't like changing the flavor of food too much. So yeah, I love paprika mostly because it's made out of sweet peppers. I love, spices that we grow. So the idea here was to just add those spices, and then as my mushrooms release water, especially because they were rinsed, they will just the spices will just the flavors will just mix together. And I wanted to cook that down so that we lose that stock from the mushrooms before I do what I want to do with this meal. And what I want to do is just have them fried like that until that steam or that amount of liquid is cooked out, and now we just have well flavored mushrooms. And then I add butter. Now butter here is like an ingredient, believe me. It's not just a fat, it's like an ingredient, because I want that taste of butter to be tasted in the food. And I finish here, of course, with my dried parsley, and stir that, after the butter is well and nicely melted. Stir that, and we'll have that flavor of that dry parsley coming through. And that is what I will serve together with my mash. And we will not have a sauce today because the mash is quite soft, So I'm checking whether it's done, and I do this by pressing, by piercing with my knife. I want it completely soft. No point of having, a starch that is firm, because you cook starches to be better able to digest. Did you know that there are actually some starches you wouldn't get the nutrient value if you didn't cook them? That's right. You can eat them raw, but you have to cook them to get the starch nutrient, and that would be something like a sweet potato. So like you've seen, I've added salt. I boiled it with salt, and then I added pepper, black pepper. You can add white pepper, it goes amazingly well. And then I added some cream and butter. These are the ingredients that just bring out that flavor. And the butternut is sweet and delicious when you really think about it. I don't know why we used to hate it so much as kids. Perhaps it was the cooking method, but I do believe the adults that would cook that for us would be enjoying it, right? So maybe our taste buds needed to develop a bit more. So checking on my chicken, because I just mashed that butternut, and that's all you need to do really. So I want this chicken to cook, and here is how I served it. I have the chicken thigh here, the mushrooms just for extra, flavor, that's developed in the mushrooms. I have my salad there, avocado, and I served my butternut in that ramekin, added some butter and some dry parsley. It was really delicious. Do you think so? Let me know in the comments. Bye bye.